So I haven't done any maintenance on this machine yet. I've only checked the oil and the air filter and make sure the hydraulic level is fine. Of course I've been greasing the different grease points, the grease fittings, but it's time to change engine oil, so I bought some filters from Komatsu, and I'm gonna change oil in the gear reduction, I don't know, for the tracks. And also I have to put another LED light. I think I will put one here. I had one here, but unfortunately I had to store it, this machine outside, and water came into the lamp and ruined it. So I think I want to have it a little bit more protected, maybe under here. I bought some small, like 12 watts, put it something like this, and I bought some bigger ones that look like this. I think I'm gonna put them up on the roof, and maybe I have another small one in the rear, so then I will have a lot of light for the winter time, and hopefully it will get cold soon. It's been raining for like 2 months, feels like now, and if I go anywhere into the garden with this, it really makes a big mess, so it's not very funny. Anyway, let's start doing some work. Maybe I should have washed it. Okay. Looks level, says level here and drain here, so I have to turn this around. So here we have level, so this is should be up here somewhere, and this is drain, so it should be down here. Oh, got some kind of animal living in there. It's not ice cold, should be a bit warmer, but I can do another oil change. It's only 0.3 liter oil in here, so. Sometimes when stuff sits really hard, you can just tap it with a hammer, and then it will be much easier. Oh, this one is really... I don't think they have ever changed this. Oh, I think I need some bigger tools. Ah. Yeah. should be absolutely clean in there. These gear reduction units are really expensive. So we have oil in there. It's good. You can actually see one of the planetary gears in there. Cool.
I'll just do it same way on the other side.
Time to change the engine oil. Oh crap. This is where you're supposed to fill the oil, but there's this, I think it's a water hose or a tube for water, because it's a bit hot, so it might be for heating of the cab. Very good place to put it, you know. Come on. Oh, there we have it. See the oil filter down there also. Gee. When the oil goes out, you need to get air in, and that is what's happening here. Oh, that oil filter. Very easy to get to, not. See if I can do this. Should have like an oil filter, I don't know what you call it, like an adapter. You put it in on here, and then you can just use your regular tools to get it loose. Nice rusty oil filter. Oh. think it's actually moving, isn't it? Maybe I missed.
That didn't work.
So this is one of the bad things about a mini excavator. Very limited space. Make sure that the old gasket is not still in there. I actually had a car that failed due to that. A mechanic, he didn't see that the old gasket was still in there. Put in a new oil filter, and because the double gasket makes the oil filter a bit loose, and the oil filter went off. Engine seized. Not very nice. And quite expensive too. But there's no gasket there now, so this new oil filter actually came with some oil on the gasket, so it really is for dummies. You don't even have to put oil on it. But if this gasket is dry, you have to put some oil there. Make sure that when you connect it like this and put it on, it won't like seize. But you only put it on by hand, no tools, because then it's impossible to remove it. I got this when I bought the kelp-free excavator, you know, the one with 2 legs and like a backhoe that you could tow around. I think this might have been the best part about that backhoe. So 2 liters of this oil here. Then I had another brand, almost the same, 1.5 liters. So it should be 3 liters, so I don't want to use all of this here. I think that's good. When we start it, it will be get a little bit lower. Should add some. But I'll check again in the morning and see how it looks like. So last thing to change are these fuel filters here. One is there and one is down there. And the theory is that you just close this valve. There's one on each, and then remove the cup and clean it and change the filter inside. So this red ring in here, it's made in a material that floats in water, but not in diesel. So if we get water in here, the water will go to the bottom, and then the ring will float. There's some goo in there, so it has done its work. It's time to change this filter. It was a bit hard to get to, but I think that if it's hard to get to, then probably it's been neglected in the past, so those filters are even more important to change. At 1000 hour I will change the filter in the hydraulic system also, and maybe the oil. I haven't decided yet. It depends on how it looks like. So both fuel filters are changed. Looks a lot better. One thing to note is that there will be some fuel leakage, so you have to do this with a cold engine, at least not hot. Remember to turn on these to I don't know, shut off valves there, and then when you start it you have to prime them, so just use the fuel pump. You can hear the fuel pump running. Yeah, there's fuel in there now. There's fuel there also. Yeah, there's. Okay, let's try and start it. Okay, no fuel leakage, so it's ready to go to work. And thank you very much for watching. Bye.